Hi guys, my name is Rakia, but you guys can call me Kia. Um, I grew up in the south suburbs of Chicago, more specifically in the Harvey Markham area. I'm not sure if anybody has know the area at all or anything. However, that's the cities that I grew up in. But I currently live in Griffith, Indiana. One interesting fact about Griffith, Indiana, is that it was named after a man named Benjamin Griffith, who was a railroad engineer. I thought this was interesting because I haven't seen too many cities named after railroad engineers, but I also don't know why many cities have their names. So there's that piece of information there. Um, my educational journey from high school starts. I went to a high school named Thornton Township High School, and it was in the city that I grew up in, Harvey, Illinois. Um, and after that, I went right into medical assisting school, where I went to a school called Kaplan College. It was located in Hammond, Indiana, but it's no longer a school there. I don't think they're a school right now at all. Anyway, at all anymore. Um, Somewhere in my medical assistant journey, I decided I wanted to become a nurse. After saying over and over how I did not want to be a nurse, but then I decided that I did want to be a nurse. So I began my journey at Ivy Tech, which is in Indiana, and I then decided to change schools and ended up here at Northwestern. My career journey, my very first job was at a small family practice, family-owned private practice that my grandmother was a patient at, and she asked that doctor, "Hey, my granddaughter needs a job. She's been looking for a job. Would you happen to be hiring?" So she then hired me on to give me the experience that I needed. Um, However, it was only for about 3 months, and she mentioned, "I really wanted you to get the experience. So hopefully this is enough, but I can no longer pay you." Which is a little bit weird to me. I think she gave me the job in order to be nice, and as a favor to my grandmother, who was a patient of hers, but that's neither here nor there. This was in the beginning of my career, so it took me a little while after that to find a job, because not too many jobs wanted to hire someone with less than 6 months of experience under their belt. So it was just a little bit hard. At one point, I got really desperate for a job, and my sister, who was a flight attendant, informed me that her job was hiring. And I'm like, I don't really want to be a flight attendant, but I do really need a job. So I applied anyway and got to an interview. And the interview was in sections, and I did not make it past the first section of that interview. However, on my way back to the car after the interview, I got a call from an agency that I previously applied to, who offered me a job and mentioned that they would place me at Northwestern. When my contract ended there, Northwestern hired me on, and I stayed there for about 2 years, counting from the start of my contract with them. So I was there for about 2 years. And then the commute became too expensive. I took the train. So I looked for a job closer to home, where I ended up at DuPage Medical Group. Was there for about a year and a half, and my doctor left the practice and moved out of state. So I left as well and ended up at the job I currently work at, which is at the University of Chicago. My dream career, however, I do want to work in mother baby as a nurse. I was battling whether or not I wanted to work with adults or in pediatrics. However, I felt as if mother baby could give me the best of both worlds. I know as I do clinicals, I may change my mind. I may change my mind. I may like something more, or I may like this a whole lot less than I thought I would if I get that experience. However, my dream is to one day work as an aesthetic nurse, and I want to one day open up my own business as an aesthetic nurse, doing all type of Botox and facial injections and all that jazz. A brief story about myself that you may not know, well, that you won't know because we're complete strangers. I'm 27 and the second born of about 11 or so. Both of my parents got remarried. So between step siblings and newly born siblings, I still fall in number 2. However, my youngest sister is 5. And she's also one of 4 flower girls in my wedding. So there is that. The kind of music I enjoy literally every kind of music every kind of genre of music that is out there. However, my love right now, the love of my life right now is country music. And I don't know how I ended up getting into country music. It was completely random, but I fell in love with it. And my hidden talent that I think is kind of a hidden talent is I can move each eyebrow individually. I'll get a little closer. That's a weird hidden talent, but I like it. I like the little quirky ones. My personal definition of good communication is when one is a good listener. Being a good listener means that you listen for the sake of understanding what the person talking to you is saying versus listening to give a response. And this is important in the nursing world because as nurses, our job is to, as a future nurse, our job is to be an advocate for those patients. And in order to be an effective advocate for our patients, we would need to listen to them well and fully understand what their point of view and what they're saying. However, the communication that I am embarrassed about is my listening skills. However, while I do think I am a good listener, when I am just having random conversation with siblings or with, certain friends, and it's just random talk, I can completely zone out and think about something completely random, like what I want for dinner later. But that all depends on what the conversation is about. If it's something truly serious, or if I'm at work, or if it's a really intriguing conversation, I am listening wholeheartedly at full attention. Well, that is a little bit about myself. Thank you guys for listening and watching my video. I really look forward to seeing the videos of my other classmates. Thanks, guys.